Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I don't even know where to start first. So let's start with Ned and Olivia. Ned. Jesus Christ. What is with this guy? So, Olivia is getting ready to leave. She packed up her stuff and stuff. And Ned is like, so you're still going? When my daughter's in a crisis. And I'm like, I thought this guy was being selfish yesterday, but it's like he took selfishness to a whole new level today. It got to a point where he basically said that Olivia going to talk to Dante is a waste of time. Pretty much, when she looked at him, it translated, and these are words. Well, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but so basically, they're saying that going to help my son is a waste of time. And this dude didn't even say anything afterwards, like, no, that's not what I meant. This guy is pretty much losing his daughter and his wife, and practically the company at this point. So yes, just all around, just one big giant failure. And I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him at all. I mean, you're pretty much there saying that your daughter is more important than her son. And then has the nerve to sit there and say as she walks out, don't leave angry. I'm at a loss for words at this point when he said that. I actually had to pause it and be like, alright, I need to take another sip of this because I I mean, what do you say to that? Don't leave angry after I basically just said that you seeing your son is a waste of time. My daughter's more important than your son. But don't worry, don't go away angry. So she was like, I'll call you when I land. Bro, you should be lucky that she's calling you at all. And I'll leave it at that. You know what? Since we're on characters that annoyed me, and to be fair, Ned didn't really annoy me. He just was being an absolute screw up. So that didn't really annoy me. But what annoyed me was Anna. Oh, Anna. Over the years, I've had issues with this character. And after, she was there talking to Peter and stuff about throwing them a party and blah, 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 blah. After they left, Robert talked to her, snuck up on her, and she jumped, and I'm just like, wow. And you're a spy. So after they talk, Robert is pretty much back on the whole, Peter is doing this, he's doing that, you're being complacent. There's one point where Anna said something along the lines of, well, what if, so you basically saying that if I just ignored everything that Peter did and I just let, I let Liesel rot and, I just pretty much just excuse everything that he did and, knowing that he killed people and I could have said something and I didn't say anything. After she said the speech that she said, I think me and Robert just kind of looked at her like, yeah, you, I don't have any other questions, do you? No, I think you pretty much kind of said everything that you, that we were going to sit there and say. She literally just said that how much she was being complacent and just pretty much being a blind idiot to everything that Peter is doing. And, after she said that and just pretty much admitted that she was screwing up from the beginning, and that she, had actually invested all this time and energy into him, knowing who he was and knowing how much it would hurt her, after she pretty much admitted that she screwed up on that line, woman has the audacity to sit there and say, well, so what? You have two choices. Oh, this ought to be good. I want to hear this. You have two choices. You can, let it go and, let Peter just live his life happily and let Liesel just stay in jail and stuff like that. I was like, so let me get this straight. You want Liesel to just stay in jail for a crime that she didn't commit, and you're just totally fine with that. When she said that, I actually had to rewind it because I wanted to make sure that I heard what I thought I heard. But yep, she pretty much was like, nope, I want her to rot in jail and my son to be free, and there's a baby on the way, so, we could just let bygones be bygones practically. And I'm like, are you serious? It's like, for me, I can't speak for everyone else that sees this character in a certain way, but for me, I pretty much like, I thought I didn't like you when you went all ham on Patrick after your lying daughter cheated on him and ran off to Africa. I thought I was upset with you then. I'm still upset with you about that, but, well, you've given me a whole new reason to be upset. Now, I know, and, you can sit there and look at this as her protecting her son, her trying to make up for all the issues that, Peter has been put through because of Faison, and she's just making up for it, and he's trying to be a good person, and she just wants to be a good mother. And I could sit there and be like, I get where you're going. The whole attitude, the whole attitude towards Robert, and the whole attitude towards Jason, and everyone else that dare to not like Peter, it just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. So anyway, Robert's like, well, where I stand. Also, one second. Sorry about that. Oh, also Robert was meant to saying that he was going to attend Holly's funeral and stuff. And, Anna was like, oh, well, I'm glad that you're coming to accept reality and stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, if it was one of your loved ones, I'm pretty sure you'll be out trying to find them towards the ends of the earth to sit there and try to make sure that they have proof that that person's dead, or that one of your loved ones is dead. But with Robert's like, no, she's dead, and you just have to accept it. I really just, in conclusion, I just don't like Anna. But yeah, after that, Robert just left, and that's when he headed over to the Quartermains to pick up Olivia, because, Ned is just being an ass. And those are the two most significant things that happened that, well, I guess warrants, I don't know, that just happened. And it's not to diminish the other stuff that happened, but those are the most two prominent things I felt that was annoying to me, but it happened, and I thought it was important to talk about. But also, I'm sitting there thinking, I should just redo this again, but I'm not going to. Let's talk quickly about Lulu, Dustin, and Brooklyn, because for whatever odd reason, and I don't understand, why did Lulu think it was a good idea to visit Brooklyn in the hospital? I mean, Brooklyn doesn't like you on a normal day, okay? Now she just experienced a traumatic trauma, and you go over there and you're like, oh, well, I just want to come over and see how you're doing, and, I understand you're defensive, I got stabbed too. I'm like, I'm sorry, is that supposed to mean something? I just, when she said that I got stabbed too, so, we could just commiserate and, we could just bond over that, it's like, I don't know, it's something about the fact that she tried to bring it up like, oh, well, this happened to me too, like that's supposed to lessen her pain or something. But pretty much she was just like, yo, just leave, get out, and, her and Dustin left. And, then Sasha came by. And, I'm not gonna lie, Sasha kind of annoyed me in the beginning of this episode because, well, she's not there talking to Chase, and Chase is like, yo, listen, we could just, go back and tell him the truth and, work things out. Sasha's like, no, what happened, happened, and, we should just move on. I was like, whoa. Sasha, what the hell is wrong with you? Nell is practically dead, and if she's not, she is never getting her hands on Wiley ever again. There is no reason not to sit there and come clean. But she just prattled on and on and on about how, they're happy and she wants to be a mother and that's what that really matters. I was like, alright. I think me and Chase both like, listen, if you want to be all mad and all grumpy and sad face or whatever, if you just hang out in the corner in this coffee shop or whatever, I'm going to go back and try to get my girl. And, yeah, good luck with all that. So of course he goes to the park. And then he, lurks behind the trees. And I'm just like, Chase, what the hell are you doing? So, you got Michael and Willow talking. And I'm not going to lie. It was somewhat boring. I'm going to be honest with you. It was somewhat boring. But they were talking. And Chase kind of overheard that they kissed. And that they didn't regret it. But, that they weren't going to really sit there and, just kind of take their time with it. And in Chase's mind, Chase was like, oh, so she's moving on. And then he goes back to after he visits Brooklyn in the hospital, he talks to Sasha and was like, yeah, well, they moved on. So, you pretty was right. I'm like, no. What are you? I'm sitting there thinking in my head, okay, so she kissed her. Okay, that's she kissed him. And they didn't regret it. You didn't break her heart, Don't sit there and act like that didn't happen. But you should still fight for your girl. Like, what are you doing? That whole thing was just... Oh my goodness, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Because I feel like at this point, it's like they're making their own drama. Like, they could sit there and try to just come clean, fight to try to get back their loved ones, or just move forward, at that point, move forward. But instead, they want to sit there and do this self-denial crap, and I'm like, okay, that's just dumb. Yeah, I kind of talked about the Michael and Willow scenes. And you know what? I'm gonna back up on Lulu and Dustin for a minute. Because I understand that Brooklyn is upset with them. And I'm not... Well... To be honest, it's pretty dumb. Like, she knew that they were in a relationship. And she tried to kiss him anyway. And... Also, they were the ones that found you while you were sitting there bleeding on the floor. So the fact that she's not showing them an ounce of gratitude is like, what the hell is wrong with you, Brooklyn? Like, this is the thing that I just kind of don't like about Brooklyn sometimes. That little bratty attitude where she acts like a 16-year-old girl. And it's like, you're a grown-ass woman, and yet you're throwing temper tantrums left and right. You're showing no sign of forgiveness towards anyone, yet you're the first person to sit there and beg for people's forgiveness. It's like, come on, seriously, Brooklyn? Like, I'm not gonna lie, she kind of annoyed me a little bit today, and the sad thing is that she didn't even say a word, and yet she still annoyed me, so... yeah. Last scene I'm gonna actually sit there and talk about is the Mike and Sunny scene. I've read a lot of comments and stuff, like just, watching clips or whatever, and they always talk about how nice these scenes are and stuff, and yeah, today was some nice scenes. It was nice, good scenes, seeing them just talk and bond and, just kind of really express their feelings towards each other as far as loving each other and stuff, and, that was all good and well. I have no issues with that. But I know I've said this time and time again. And the only reason why I try to give their scenes a little bit of slack is because their scenes remind me of this show called This Is Us. And I really feel like that's what they're trying to go for. It's like they saw This Is Us and we're like, yo, we gotta match that, like that whole tone. And I'm not saying do a good job, but with that being said, it's just one of those things where it's like, goodness. They're still doing this, dragging out towards the end, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I know why they're doing it because that's what they always do, is drag out every scene. But like with these Mike and Sonny scenes, I think that they're great and I think they're fantastic as far as the mood and just their characters and the acting and everything. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ, we have been doing this whole Mike is going towards the end for like, was this like a year or something, or 6 months at least? At some point, I really want them to just conclude it. And it's going to be heartbreaking, it's going to be sad. And I won't lie and sit there and say I may not shed a tear. But I want them to some point to get to, the end. Because that would be really nice. And this way we can do the mourning and the grief and everything, and then we can kind of just move forward. And I know I can't be the only person that's thinking this. I can appreciate their scenes for what they are, that they're beautiful and that they're just good, heartwarming scenes. I can appreciate that. So I'm not that they're trying to like diss or dog out their scenes or anything like that, but I'm at a point where I'm just like, all right, we should probably start to wrap this up. Like we should have probably been wrapping this up like 3 months ago, but whatever, it's fine. I guess I'll just continue to go on with the ride as long as possible, I guess. Also, what else? Michael and Willow, they're gonna start to. He also asked her to adopt Wiley. So that's another thing that happened. So their relationship seems like it's going in the direction of, I don't even know at this point, because I feel like there's no boundaries, there's no whatever, and then it just leads to a lot of these awkward moments, but they seem like they're heading in the direction of a relationship. A long, bumpy, awkward relationship with a lot of awkward moments. But I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. I think Michael is actually a good character when they know how to handle him right. I think if they actually make him a lot more assertive, not always asking for other people's help, or not always having people step in to fight his battles, I think he can be a really great character because he's a really good actor, and I've enjoyed him, playing Michael over the years. I just want them to kind of make sure that, he can start to be assertive and kind of be his own man, so we can kind of see what range of acting and stories that we can really get into with his character. And the last thing that I will sit there and say, because I know I said this yesterday, but I will say it anyway. This whole, because I know they're going to probably bring it up at some point, this whole Neil dying thing was just really, I don't want to sit there and say it was the worst, but it was just really poorly handled. Because we go from this like love, he's dead. Are you fucking kidding me? And I don't mean to curse, but it just like, and the thing is, it's not like he went out like heroically trying to save her life or anything like that, or just something, something that would bring this character meaning, and something that would bring their relationship meaning. Because here's the thing, I'm not really all about the whole, couples thing or whatever, rooting for couples staying together and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people were. So the fact that they just dropped the ball like that just was a huge disservice to the whole, couple of Alexis and Neil. Like, are you kidding me? And then to make it worse, on top of whatever, he she pretty much was like, he died because of having sex with me. Are you kidding? So yeah, I honestly tell you, I really think that they did a huge disservice to that character. And just to their storyline, their love story. It was just very poorly handled. And it's one thing that I'm just like, wow, GH. Like, I still love this show, but they really dropped the ball on that. And one little other fun fact that I didn't know, that is, he's the same character from this show called Stargate, Atlantis 1 or something. And when I saw it, I was like, are you serious? Like, wow. Like, if you watch that show and then you watch his scenes now, it's like going through a time machine. But anyway, I just kind of had to get that stuff off my chest because that just... I said it yesterday in the comment section a little bit, but like, I really wanted to say that. Let me know what you think. Do you think that they handled the whole Alexis and Neil storyline poorly? Do you think that it was time for them to go? Did you like them together? Was you rooting for them? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this episode today. I know this was kind of a long one, but I just kind of had some stuff that I had to get a little personal about this episode. So have a good day, good night, depending on when you're watching this. Be safe. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and yeah, I'll see you in the next review.